What is up? Hey, in this specific live, let's talk a little bit about AI employees. Now, why go down that road? Everyone's doing it. It's a new big thing. But is it? Like, I wanted to talk to you about what a true AI employee is, because most all of this, like chats and whatnot, they're garbage. They're not AI employees, even though they claim to be, right? They're garbage. What I mean by garbage, they're not bad. They're good, right? Like, so it's not like it's a terrible thing. But what does it actually do besides commenting? What does it actually do? Most cases, they don't really do so much. They don't really do so much. They speak back and forth, and it's like, great, I just had an AI that responded to me, and it's so fantastic. Oh my goodness, right? That's, in a sense, what they do. I want to ask you a simple question. Are they really an AI employee? Because last time that I remembered, my employees don't just come here and talk to me. I don't need people to come in and talk with me. I mean, it's great. I need people to do. I need people to act. And if you have employees that aren't acting, they're just there talking, right? I mean, you have consulting, which is different, but we're talking about employees. If they're not actually doing or achieving or getting the things done or any of those things, now they're just a talking point. And having a talking point doesn't really justify an employee. They're usually ones that you fire pretty quick. That being said, in this specific piece, we're going to walk through some fun, exciting things. I'm going to show you how to actually do an AI. Like actually how to structure it, actually how to build it, and we'll do it from scratch. So without further ado, let's dive in. So we're here, of course. Am I going to focus on gFunnel? Of course. Anything and everything that I ever build is all done from a singular platform that I call gFunnel. Now, why is it done through this platform? Like, why did I have it organized there? Well, backstory really quick before we dive in. So, as a child, I like to take things apart, like literally like rip things apart. Mostly it's like remote controls, not like necessarily this thing, but like, gosh, like gaming controllers, like, gosh, I took apart monitors, I took apart TVs, I took apart everything and anything I ever could to see how it worked. I wanted to see how it worked. And now, if, let's say it was an issue, it was broken. Well, me, what do you think? I can fix it. Even if I couldn't, I can fix it. So I'd take it apart, and then I would realize very quickly, maybe I didn't have the tools and resources. Maybe, just maybe, I was more excited about taking it apart and seeing how it worked than I was actually fixing the thing. That all that changed when I started having tools. And I mean it changed. Like, to dive deeper of how it changed, I mean, I was able to rebuild entire engines finally because I had the tools. Before that, I was just tinkering around, right? I didn't have the tools to do it. So where the heck does gFunnel come into play? Well, think about it as like your tool bag, your toolbox. You create a box and you have all the tools and everything that you could ever need to be able to create, right? Or fix, or solve, or serve, right? You have a one tool bag, toolbox that can do it for most anything digital. Whether you're trying to create a game, you could create a game. Whether you're trying to market a business, whether you're trying to build operations, whether you're trying to manage projects, take care of customer service, whatever the frig it is. On the digital aspects, right, you had a toolbox to do that. And I'll give you a deeper example of that. Sometimes I'm playing a video game. And let's say I'm playing a video game, right? Some of these video games, like I'll give you an exact example. One of the video games is called DayZ. It's like a survival video game in a sense, and it has zombies there. But one of the interesting facts of it is you build a base, okay? Like a base where you house yourself in, right? I use the tools within gFunnel to actually help structure and build a base. Weird, right? It's because you can create things that you can actually perceive. And that's the key. The key of gFunnel is not just I have all the tools, right? I have all the resources. I have all those things. That's not quite it. But it's more so it's learning how to do it and learning with the tools. If you can do all of that within one system, well, you have all the tools that you'll ever need to build anything ever. So you don't need to keep looking for the best solutions. You don't need to keep looking for the best software. You don't need to keep looking and keep looking and keep looking and stopping yourself from growing. Because at the end of the day, like business and everything, it's a game. It really is. And if you're like, no, it's not. Yeah, it is. Like, gosh, you pull out a dollar bill, right? Let's say it's $100 bill. That is monopoly money. That's really what it is. There's no backing. I mean, is there a value? Sure. Is there value in monopoly? Sure. You can use so many of the fake money to buy a house on Broadway, right? Like, you pass go and get $200, right? You do tasks and you get things. It's monopoly. So business is that. It's a game, okay? And if you can structure it like that, you actually enjoy doing it, okay? Because what's the alternative? The alternative is you suck and you hate business. You hate business relationships. You suck and you hate all of these things, right? That is the alternative, and we don't want that alternative. Why? Well, because the first thing is you suck, which in reality you do not. But these things try to teach you it. These things will teach you that you're average. Now, I can say that you're above average. I can say that you're great. I can say that you're amazing, right? But it doesn't matter what I say. It matters what you create, okay? And I have two ways of doing it. Either, right, I can be somebody and I can say, I'm superior, right? Which, it's in my DNA. It's in my blood, right? Which then I eliminate you from the competition. Pretty easy, right? I can go down that path. Or I can uplift you. I can empower you, and I can say, hey, actually, you can do the exact same. Actually, you have the same intelligence that I do. Actually, you are, in fact, the same as me. Now, does that eliminate competition? Nope, it doesn't. It doesn't eliminate it. But what does it do? It empowers it. I'd rather empower competition and empower greatness than I would eliminate it. Why? Well, if I can empower you to be great, and I can empower you to create great things and show you that there's a journey to do it, and the journey isn't just going and doing it yourself, because it takes long. I mean, gosh, G-Funnel with the experience and everything, it's like $500,000 investment. It's a lot. With all the processes and knowledge, it's a lot. Now, is the common person going to do that? No. Even is the experienced person going to do that with a lot of money? Probably not. Why? Because time, right? They value time, and it takes a lot of time. So you're taking a lot of time and a lot of resources to develop something. Are you probably going to do it? No. So what are you going to do? You're probably going to use it and build within it. So it's in my best interest to empower you. It's my best interest to say you are freaking awesome. It's my best interest to help grow you and give you all the tools and resources and everything that you need at a low affordable rate, right? I mean, heck, we start for free at a low affordable rate, so that way you can grow and be the very best you can be. Why? Because you're not going to rebuild G-Funnel, so you might as well use it. You might as well be inside of it and create your future. You might as well do it. And now what does that do for me? It helps empower me. So it becomes a win-win. Why not? Okay. So that being said, what is G-Funnel? It is a all-in-one system that empowers you as an individual to have all the tools, all the resources in one spot to create anything. Oh my gosh, that's so broad, Cam. You should be riches in the niches, man. Riches in the niches. It's like, yeah, but you want to know a secret? Here's the big secret. You're more passionate in the restaurant space than me, in the nail salon space than me, and all of these other spaces, the solar, the security, and everything else. You're so much more passionate than I am in those spaces. So you know what I would rather do? I would rather empower you, the tools and resources, the guidance, the training, and everything that you need to grow into those so you can continue your passion and I can continue mine, which is the processes and systems and, of course, the big toolbox to accomplish all of those things. So that being said, there's my pitch, right? My sales pitch. Get G-Funnel is probably the best thing in the world. Now, I'm hoping two things happen. Number one, you're one of those people, no, he's trying to sell me, bye, and you leave. I actually want that because I don't want those type of people here. I want people that actually know what value is, right? Know how to do it, because I will make you more rich than anyone else could ever make you if that's what you desire. Whatever you desire, I will help you achieve that. Okay? Now, why do I have a filter system? Because I don't like garbage. I just don't. Sorry. I get people coming in and they complain to me because of the world treated them like XYZ. And it's like, I'm sorry, that's the world. It's not me. Don't project it onto me. Instead, what you need to do is change it, right? That's, in a sense, my concept. So if that is you, if you understand that, yeah, is this world hard? It can be. Are these things bad? Yeah, they can be. But if you do understand that anything is given to you if you ask, this is for you. So that being said, let's dive in. Let's dive into what an actual AI employee is, and I'll go over what one is not. Okay, so let's dive in. So first, we have it. So first, what is an AI employee, right? Oh my gosh, it's a chatbot that comes in and talks to people and does stuff for them. Is it really? Probably not. Like, let's just be real. It's probably, like, this is just a freaking chatbot. And if this chatbot doesn't have any actions that happen to it, it's just a chatbot. Is it anything more? No. Can it do stuff? Yeah, it can. I mean, technically one of these can be created and put on a website. It could be put on a restaurant website. I'll give you like an example, okay? So let's say Anna's Island Grill. So we have a client, it's a restaurant client, Anna's Island Grill. Oh my gosh, there's Cam, right? Oh my gosh, there's me. And I can serve these people. Oh my gosh, it's so cool, right? Now, that's a chatbot. Is it valuable? Yeah. Let's jump in. Let's say we're on X, right? We're on X and we jump in here. How can I help you today? This is a chatbot. This is a chatbot. This is not an AI employee. This is a chatbot, okay? It's really strong. It's really powerful. I mean, literally, it mimics a lot of the stuff that we made within here. Like, if you jump in here, this is pretty strong. I mean, this will create your content, do all your advertisement, do all of those things. But now the question is, how the frig does it do it? It's not just a chatbot. There has to be more dynamics to it. Well, I'm about to show you those dynamics. So first thing, let's log in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw it out. So I'm going to grab a little blueprint, okay? With this blueprint, okay, I'm going to draw it out. Now, if you don't have gFunnel login, it's free. You can create a free account. You can come and talk with people. You can come and share articles. It's pretty cool. Like, there are some cool people. There are some cool discussions you can do. You can write your own blogs. You can post your own stuff on our marketplace. You can add your own jobs. You can do a lot of different things in here. Okay, there's a lot of different things that you can do that's kind of cool. Like, why not, right? Like this. I just made a post, and are you willing to do this? This was 6 hours ago, right? There's some cool stuff in here. Cool reads, a lot of information. It's great, right? That being said, let's dive into some tools, okay? So we'll jump in. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to dive into diagrams, right? And how you access it. You have the platform. It's free. It's included. You go down and it's called diagrams. You click on it, and then sure enough, it pops up something like this. It's going to connect into your Google Drive, okay? So now we're going to simply create it. I'm going to see if I have one already. If I do or I don't, then we'll change it. AI employee. Cool, I have something. Cool. Let's just click that one, okay? So now we have a process that's happening, and I'm going to show you how we can build this process live so you can see what it's going to do. So in this specific focus, I'm going to be focusing on account creation, okay? And in this specific side, I'm going to be focusing on a software called Play, okay? So there's account creation, okay? And I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. So first, this is Play. So let me log in really quick. This is Play. It's embedded into our platform, and it allows people to scale their advertisement. That's really what it does. So it's like, I want to scale, let's say I want to do my Facebook ads or Meta ads, right? It's an AI system that is built to help you run these specific things. Now, again, you can gain all of the software for like $100 a month. Like, it's cheap. It really is, okay? And you can gain all of this stuff. Heck, you can even start for free. But I'm just going to show you. So this is if you had an account, right? Whether you have your own account or we provide you an account. That's our membership, $100, and we provide you all these accounts, okay? But this specific software allows us to do AI advertisement. Now, I'm going to show you some back-end operations, just a little bit, okay? So for me to be able to come in and create an account, I have to come into certain workspaces. I have to then create a workspace, because again, there's no API. So what I'm going to show you is if there is no APIs to run or build a system, what do you do? This is when an AI employee comes into play. Okay, so let's have to build this. Well, I have to come here and I have to type in demo. Let's just call it demo. Demo, I'll call it 1, 2, or 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now I create an account, and that account is called demo this. Okay, so let me select that account really quick. So now this account has its own platform, has its own getting started, has its own information with AI here, has its own everything. Okay. But what it doesn't have is it doesn't have its own users. So then I have to come in and add a teammate and do all of this stuff. And oh my gosh, there's so much work that I have to do. Maybe it takes me 3 minutes or something to set up a new account. Okay, maybe. Let's just say maybe it does. That 3 minutes can add up, especially if you're dealing with hundreds of users. I mean, 100 times 3 minutes, you're looking at 300 minutes. 300 minutes to do one thing. Well, again, as a company, we have quite a bit of software solutions to add to people's accounts. And not all of these software solutions have API integration. I mean, some of them don't have it at all. Some of them we have to manually do it. Like, I'll give you another example. Let's say like Architect, right? Architect, how do we give somebody this? We literally have to log in just like this, right? We have to log in. Boom. And then, oh my gosh, it's here. But then we have to come here. We have to go to clients and create clients and add their information in here and do all of this other crap, right? Oh my gosh. There's another 3 minutes. So now we have one software, 3 minutes. Another software, 3 minutes. Another one, 3 minutes. Another one, 3 minutes. Oh my gosh. Well, I have to get employees to do all of this stuff and fulfillment. And oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my mind. Have you ever experienced that on onboarding? It happens. I mean, it really does, especially if you're dealing with a high volume of customers or clients. Well, GFunnel is designed for high volumes. What I mean by that is it's designed to onboard thousands of people per day, if not more. I haven't hit a limit yet. Well, actually, I did. The limit was 240-something thousand people at once. That was our limit. So that's a pretty hard, pretty hard limit to normally reach. So we're probably pretty good. And again, if we do reach that, then we just do a little waiting list or we do something to fix that operation. Okay. But let's just say right now you're trying to onboard people and it's difficult. It's so hard. Oh my gosh, let me turn down my gain. It's so hard. How the frig do we do it? So we're going to do a few different things. So let's draw it out. Okay. So what do we need? So there's a few steps that we're going to go. Okay. Already in use. I hate when this actually does this. That's okay. I'll draw it out. It won't save it for me in the future, but I'll draw it out for you anyways. Okay. So how it would work is first we have some type of a data, right? I'm just going to call this data API. There's going to be an API. Basically, it's going to say, hey, we need to fulfill this task. And now it's like, okay, well, what is the task? So let's say this one is for play. So one of the first things that we have to do is we have to log in, right? Because there's no API. So we're going to have to log in. So the API is going to trigger and say, what you need to do is you need to trigger a bot, which is called a bot or an AI employee. Ignore an AI employee. You need to trigger this AI employee. And now, not only do you need to trigger this AI employee, but this AI employee has to follow some steps. So these specific steps that it has to follow, right? And I'll just kind of walk through. So the first thing that this thing has to do, because gosh, it needs to do its own job. It needs to do its own work, right? That's the idea. So the first thing that this thing needs to do is it needs to actually log into an account. So it needs to log in. Once it logs in, boom, let's say it logs in, the next thing it's going to do is say, okay, I'll just walk through it. What is it going to do? I don't know, right? Let's jump into ads. And I'll just, again, show you how to do it from scratch so you can do it. You can copy this, right? But it's going to have to log in. And it's going to have to come into here, and it's going to have to create a specific account. So we're going to have to jump in. We're going to have to go to workspaces, right? And you notice there's no change, right? So let's just go. Let's see if there is a change, though. Let's go to app.play.io. This is the software, okay? Let's log in there really quick. Boom, boom. Now, and I want you to think, like conceptualize this, because this can be applied anywhere. Heck, we've done this for insurance agents. Whoops, let's do, what's my password? No caps, okay. We've done this for insurance agents where people are doing like recruiting for, let's see, let me fix that. It's one of these. There we go. We've done a similar system for insurance agents. So again, what happened with that one was somebody is recruiting insurance agents. Well, there's a registry. Anytime there's a new agent that's registered, they come up on this list. So we've built an AI employee basically to monitor a list, the changes of a list, and anything that's added. Once it's added, to then scrape information off of that website, grab that information, bring that information into a CRM, and then once it's within that CRM, then it would have actions to be able to market these people, right? Influence these people to come in and join because this specific customer had a snapshot for the insurance space. What does that mean? That means that they could recruit people, they could gain overrides off of every single person and offer them a business build and scale and scale and scale and scale and scale their business. Wow, right? Oh my gosh, that's unheard of, right? I mean, can it make them millions of dollars? Yeah, like I said, for the people who have value, I make them a lot of money. So what I expect is if I make you a lot of money, you give me money too, right? If it's not money, you give me time. You give me what I desire as well, right? Pretty easy exchange, right? But anyways, that was all done from an AI employee, okay? So now I'm going to show you how that works, okay? So again, not that one specific, but if I came here, right? So one of the first things, I go into demo, right? What am I looking for? So this profile, let's just see if workspace works. Nope, workspace doesn't work. Oh no. See, so this is all done through probably like a PHP or like a JavaScript or something, right? I mean, we could always check it by coming in here and seeing what it is, okay? But in this case, we don't really care. We don't care about the technology. We don't care about this stuff. But what we do know is, okay, we have to go into to our workspaces. So we need to log in. We need to, when I log in, right, where am I logging into? So let's just say we log into this URL right here. So let's just see. Let's copy this guy. Let's log out really quick. Let's paste this guy. Right, it brings me here. So now I'm going to log in. So we know that we need to do a login, right? And let's try that one more time. Okay, so we do a login, so we know that it is, and then it brings us here. This is where it brings us. When we log in, we know that it brings us here. So what's our next step? Our next step, we know that we need to click on this guy right here. So we either need to do two things. Either click on this guy or once we're logged in, be redirected to here. Okay, that's what we need to do. So it's like, okay, perfect. So we need to come in and we need to access, so let's just come here. We need to access this specific site. Let me just paste that as text so you can see it. So now we need to access this specific site. We know that, okay? So now there's a process that is done. Boom, boom, boom. We know that we have to go to this specific site, which is here. Then we know we have to click on this specific guy right here. I'll just copy the CS selector, all right? We need to click on this guy right here. So then we need to say, okay, this is where we're going. And then I need to click on this. So I'll need to click on this specific sector, right? Boom, I'll just paste it. I need to find and click on this specific guy right here. Boom, boom. Okay, and I'll put a little click here so this way you know, asterisk with clicks. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I need to click on this guy. So then I click on this guy. Okay, now what? Well, I need to locate this button and I need to click on this guy. This button right here, right? So it's like, okay, so I need to click there. Let me just duplicate this guy. Then the next thing I need to do is, gosh, I need to come here and I need to click here, right? That's the button. So I need to click this button. And I can notate this. I can say like click button. Okay. Now, again, why am I building it in here? Well, since this is integrated, I can actually run this entire AI by building it right through here. I can program this. I'm not going to, but I could, right? Because if you know anything about Draw.io or diagrams.net, it's an open source software that allows you to integrate into it. So you can integrate into it and you can program each function to do certain things, which is kind of cool, right? So you can program something called an RPA within here. Again, I'm not going to, but you can, okay? Maybe you're smarter than I am, and maybe you can do it, okay? It takes too long. I'm skipping past it, okay? So now we click on the button. So now we clicked on it, click, right? Now what are we gonna do? Well, we're going to add information right here, right? Because we just added a demo 333 or whatever, right? So now we're going to do that. So then we're going to come in here and we're going to add text. And we're going to add, again, text there. Let me just make sure it's right. It was not right. Let me just double check it. Copy that sector. There we go. And I'm just double checking to make sure. That's the exact sector. Let's just double check. Inspect this guy. Okay, I'm just going to copy this element. Copy this selector. And I'm going to do this, and I'll do the same thing just to ensure. Because one of the main things is we need to let the robot know, like, this is where we're clicking. And I know that looks kind of crazy and complex. We'll get to easiness of it. We're going to click the button. Okay, once we click the button, then we're going to add text. And this is the business name. Okay, pretty easy so far, right? That's it. Now what did we do? We created a workspace. Next thing we're going to do is jump into Teams, right? And then we go in and we add a team. So we have to come in and select a few different things, okay? So now we're going to walk through this, okay? So it's like, all right, how do we do this? How do we build this guy? How do we build a true AI employee? So we know, again, we have a webhook that's triggered. This has to go to an AI employee, a true AI employee, not just some little bot, right? Not just some little thing, but it has to go through a true AI employee, and then it has to somehow act. Oh my gosh, it has to act, okay? So how do we build this? So we're gonna come right here, and we're gonna go right into your G funnel, right? Click right here, something called Zero Work. Click on Zero Work, okay? We also have Task Magic within there. These are robotic process automation. Oops, we cycle these. So this way people don't keep on accessing them. Ah, okay. I thought we cycled them in different, I should get a, there we go. So then what we do is we come here and we say, okay, what are we gonna do? We're gonna just create it from scratch so you can see what it's created from scratch. Okay, so I'm going to come right here. I do create new bot, right? What's the first thing that I need to do? First thing I need to do is log in. I need to come to this profile right here, right? I already know it's not going to work, so what am I going to do? I'm going to come here and I'm going to say, okay, I know that won't work. So I'm just going to come in and do this, save. There's our very first thing, okay? Now it's like, okay, we have this. This will open a link, and what is this link? This link is this. And I can say open, if I want notes, I can say open URL. And I'll just do it like that. That's fine. Open URL. Okay. Now, again, if I change the software, then this would change. So my very first step, so I'm going to focus on creating a step, okay? So we're going to come right here, and I'm going to do, where's my notes? I can notate it afterwards, but I'm going to notate each and every section so I know each and every step of what it's going to do. So my very first step is logging in. So what I do know is that I need to access the URL. So let's access it. So let's log out really quick. Okay, so I access this. That's the first thing. So it now accesses. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have to enter in some login credentials here. So I'm going to copy that guy. Okay, let me come here and I'm going to say, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to enter in some text. So now I'm going to grab this, place the text here. Maybe. Just try it again. Let me refresh this. Let's ensure that this is working. If not, Task Magic works very good on this as well. But I'm going to simply now go through all of these different tests, all these different steps. Well, this one's loading. I might even go into... let's go into the AI really quick while that one's loading. So I'm going to jump into flows. Now, how would I access flows? This is how I access flows. So let's say I have this one accessed. Flows, I would just come into here. I have a lot of actions coming from flows. So you can either be using lead connector for this or flows for this, okay? But basically, I have a robot that triggers, and I have a form that triggers based off of account creation, okay? So this is based off of somebody upgrading their account. So now let me show you exactly where that is, okay? So this way you have a visual representation of it. So let's say I'm here. Okay, I'm in the platform. And let's just say I come in and I upgrade my account. So let's say I'm in here, right? I go to upgrade, so let me upgrade my account. Let me say I'm going to the office plan. I'm going to start my trial in the office plan. Okay, this is everything that I'm getting with my office plan, which is a lot of different softwares. One of those softwares includes this. Okay, another one, lead connector, is, again, it's 3 sub accounts. So this way there's enough sub accounts there. But it's also a lot of this other software too. So quite a bit of stuff. But this is now a form. This is now information that I'm going to fill out and I'm going to submit. Okay, this specific form also exists forms here. So I'm going to jump into here. I'm going to jump into billing. I'm going to jump into this specific step. So we have a form here. That form creates an automation step. So we're going to dive in here. Now, this can be done within lead connector. This can be done within flows. This can be done within multiple different sectors. Now, how does this work? Somebody fills out this form. They automatically are directed towards this specific site, right? This specific site, I'll just show you. So if I was here and I fill this thing out, the next step that I go to is here, which is schedule a consultation. We want every single person to come in and book an appointment so we can help them set things up correctly, okay? That's how we do it. And then this one saves it, and then they can come in and they can continue to the platform, okay? So now we have automations that trigger here. Currently we have manual steps on some stuff, but I'm going to show you how to automate this stuff. So again, as soon as they submit that, there's a request that is submitted, meaning there's a payment or a trial that has been done right here. This is a trial. The trial started. It's going to automatically forward them. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to trigger, and I'm just going to show you really quick what we do. So this is the first thing, okay? This specific step is going to trigger something. I'm going to even show you what that trigger is so that way you can see the details so there's nothing hidden, okay? Currently on this one, I use Pobly, and I use Pobly for a specific reason, and it's the way in which Pobly connects to lead connector. Now, you don't have to do that at all because I'll show you, I use a few of them. I use Pobly, I use Active Pieces, I use Active Pieces, I use Make. If you're familiar with Make, I use all of these ones. Now, Cam, why don't you just use one of them? Why do you use all of them? I organize, so first, great question. Great question. Second is I organize specific accounts with specific operations. That's what I do. Now, the reason why is
the type of data, the type of representation, and the type of actions that happen. That's just what I do. You don't have to do that. So for instance, within Podly, okay, I deal with a lot of the legality sides. So let me show you really quick. So if I'm in with Podly, so let's say we're here. I mean, I got me a free account for X amount, right? 13,000. Again, then if I go over that, of course, I pay, right? But I limit a lot of this stuff. So there's quite a few things in here, but I limit it, most everything into our legal. So this way, again, let's say legal happens. This is legal, right? There's a webhook. And then from that webhook, there's specific information. And then from specific information, right, I look up a contact. I go in, I pull the exact location of the AP or of the IP address, meaning the exact location of the customer. I pull up their location, right? I come in and I build out the exact place where they're at, the exact time of where they're at. I then come in and I create a location within Lead Connector, right? That's one of the steps. I'm actually going to probably delete that step and have it push into another cycle. But most importantly is I create a contract. Boom, 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 boom. Right? So that way I can come in here. I can automatically create one. So this is, I'll show you really quick so you can see it. Let's go to a different one. This one might need to be updated. I don't know why it did not save or update what I've done last. Either way. But anyways, I trigger this. So what I would first do is I would grab this guy, right? I would come into, again, they're coming in here. They're signing an agreement. And when they sign an agreement, I'll show you what happens. So this way, again, you have the details. So here, let me pull this up. I'll pull it right here. I use third-party software for this specifically so I can store agreements. So now I have specific agreements stored, right? So now, again, these are a few tests of the new ones, but I would have specific agreements. So let's just say this is the latest agreement, right? Within this latest agreement, I have it where it automatically creates it based off of what they agreed to, where automatically, again, adds their customer ID for a reference so we can look them up. The exact dates, right? All of the information, right? Their electronic signatures and everything within here. This is all automated based upon specific processes of somebody agreeing to it. When somebody upgrades, the same thing happens. The only difference is now they sign up for our elite plan, which is $100 a month. So now there's a contract, there's everything that's automatically generated for those specific people to sign up. And it's done to protect them. It's done to give them a piece of representation in case they're getting paid an affiliate and we're like, oh, you're not getting paid an affiliate. Well, we have record of it. So now we can pay them out correctly because we deal with a lot of different things. So that being said, that's one of the first steps. The next steps is we need to set up their accounts. So we need to set up quite a few accounts. One of those accounts being a Lead Connector account, right? Like Lead Connector here, I'll just jump this back. We have to come in and we have to set up, again, we have a lot of software that we give to people. We give like Lead Connector, we give an ads platform, we give Guru, right? Architect is Guru. We give Bind AI, we give a contracting solution, similar to the one I just showed you. We give, so that way, again, you can automate stuff. We give Flows AI, right? We give a project management suite. Anything that is API based, we can just trigger it just like that. So we trigger it and then sure enough, boom, 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 boom. All the accounts are created automatically for those specific people. They can gain access immediately while upgrading their account. That's the first win. The second win, it comes down to, again, the ads account, right? Crap, there's no API for Play, right? Because this is a third-party company. Play, what are we going to do? Are we going to come in here and manually add this? And then not only manually add this, I'll just show you. Not only do this, let me try that again. Not only come in here and manually add this crap, because that takes long, right? That's a long, gosh, I just logged in. How long did that take me? That took me 10 seconds. I don't know. Then I have to come here, and then I have to go and say, "Ooh, there's a new account." So first I have to be monitoring it 24/7. Oh my gosh, right? I don't have time for that crap. I don't have time for that crap, so I have to either hire somebody to do it or get an AI employee to do it. But then I have to, okay, once a new account comes in, then I have to click on this guy, and then I have to come in and create a new account. Oh my gosh, create a new workspace. And then once I create a new workspace, then I have to add a new team member. Gosh, that's just like tedious crap. And I have to do that for all of these people. We have to do this for all of these different softwares. That's just tedious crap. If you're anything like me and you're offering software solutions or whatever solutions you are to your people, and if you're anything like me and you don't want to spend the freaking time to do this crap, because I don't want to sit there and onboard people. That sucks. Screw that. Screw that. I'd rather have a system do it. Why? Let's say you can gain monthly reoccurring money. Let's just say it's $100, right? Because all the software that even, like, I'll just give you an example. Separate yourself from us. We're G-Phone, we're a company. We give a crap load of software. It's $100. It's worth it. The value's there, right? Will people pay that? Yes, people will pay that. There is a time that cost us to invest into setup to make that $100 worth it. The less amount of time that we do, the more compound we have on that dollar. Does that make sense? I hope that makes perfect sense. I hope that it's like, okay, I see what you're saying. So basically, if you spend 30 minutes setting up this account, you lost 30 minutes of time. Yes, and 30 minutes of time costs us money. It costs freaking money, right? All aspects of time cost money. The answer's like, well, yeah. It's like, that's just one side. Then there's the support side. Then there's this side. Then there's this side. Then there's the software subscription. Then there's all this crazy chaos crap. So if we can eliminate the time of setup, number one, we get a satisfied customer. If we can eliminate the time that we have to invest, software, this is why software is so important. If we can eliminate that, I can go down a rabbit hole. And what the rabbit hole is you have these quote unquote software providers, and these software providers have manual processes to set up people. What do you freaking think the software is? Software is designing a digital solution that does digital processes that digitally works for you. A digital software is digital. Hopefully those correlate, okay? But all you have to do, stepping back is, why is it important for us to automate those things? It's so we can maximize the margin. That's why. That's the real why. Like, if people are like, well, that's effective, that's efficient, but now you're just a money person. Well, yeah, but business is about money, so yeah. And we have to share a lot of it. A lot of it. If somebody comes in and brings somebody in, I'll just show you really quick. They bring somebody in. Of course, somebody gets all this software. It takes time to set up this stuff, so we need to automate it so it doesn't take the time to set these things up, right? We're paying out 60% commission. If somebody has a higher plan, like, again, I'll just show you, like, even our business plan. If they have a higher plan, we pay out more money. Business checkout. There we go. We pay out more money. We're paying out 65% plus commissions on this stuff. So now we have to make it very effective and very efficient. This is why we have automated agreements come into play. Like this. This is an automated agreement, right? The automated agreement is automatically created based upon somebody agreeing to our terms and services and signing up with an account. We have to have the legal that backs that to make that stuff work. That's one of the sides. The next sides are, again, the processes. Now, why am I showing you this complexity? Most cases, this is why. I'll explain my agenda of this entire stuff. It's complex. It takes time. It takes knowledge, right? It takes the willingness and the know-how to be able to do it. In most cases, you as a business owner, you as an entrepreneur, you as this person, do not have that time. Your time is focused on sales and marketing. My agenda is simply to show you the complexity so that you see, oh, what if I hire Cam, right? And you gain that idea. I don't have to push that idea. You gain that idea and you say, if I hired Cam could do this for me. It's like, there you go, you got it. Now we're coming along, right? Complexity, meaning the fire hose into your mouth. I'm absorbing everything. No, you're not. The thing's smashing in the face and you're trying to deflect it and go over here. But does your business need this? Yes. And you're neglecting it. Day by day, you're neglecting it and you're not getting this stuff done. So now your legal procedures aren't done. Your operations for setup aren't done. Gosh, your any aspects of your operations, tech operations, or even physical operations, just aren't done. Now, why? It's not your fault. You're focusing on sales. You're focusing on marketing. This is why we focus on that. This is why we provide a digital office. So this way you have all of these solutions, and guess who they're connected to? They're connected to us. So that way we can come in and we can create these specific solutions for you. We can create these automations for you and make it more effective and more efficient. Why? Let me reverse some time back. Why? Like I said, right? The competition. I can either say, I'm just smart. I can either put myself in that superiority, right? I'm just smart. My genetics are great. My whatever the case it is. And I can eliminate you as a competition entirely, just swipe you off because you couldn't compete, right? I could do that. That's one side. Or I could empower you. I could grow you. I could say, you're smart. You're intelligent. You're so wise that you delegate work. You delegate energy. You push that onto somebody that is focused on that, where you focus on somewhere else, because it's not about your intelligence. It's about where is your focus at? Where are you focusing your time? Are you focusing your time on sales? Are you focusing your time on building and operations? Where is your time focused? Because wherever your time is focused is where you're going to excel. And wherever your time is not is where it will crumble. Right? So my agenda is very simple. Are you going to do some of this stuff for you? No, you're not. So if you're a software provider, you're an agency, you're anyone that does any type of digital services online, right? GFunnel is your place. Because, number one, we have the software, the systems, and the processes to do and achieve anything that you desire. That's number one. The second thing is you just don't have the time. Your time is too valuable. You're too great of a person. So you might as well partner with a company just like us to do it for you. That sounds like a win-win. It sounds fair enough, right? Of course it does. Okay? That's why I want to show you some of the stuff. I want to show you the complexities. It is complex. I want to show you the chaos. It is chaotic. Like, it is. It is. Can it be done? Sure. How is it done? It's done through, again, diagramming out every step so we ensure that every process is precise. Because if the process is precise, the system works. Next, we focus on building out the processes that you need, utilizing and leveraging the softwares that we have, the toolbox, leveraging it to give you a specific desired outcome. That's why we come in, we build this stuff. Now again, we have this one loaded. I'll continue to show you if you want to see this stuff. It's pretty cool. If you want to see it though, you have to message. You can't just be silent and say, I'm just going to sit here and absorb and steal stuff. It's funny. Some of you do. You just sit there and you're like, oh, I'm going to take it. It's mine. And it's like, cool, take it. I'll do it better. So instead of going there and taking it, why don't you come here and talk? Why don't you ask questions? Okay, we're transparent. Okay, we're here to serve. If you don't get it, now why? Because that's, again, jumping back to one of my love languages. If I serve, I show that I love. So if I'm serving you, I'm showing that I love you. Period. If you're like, well, that's awkward. It's like, probably. Things are awkward. Who cares? Okay? But that's just what we do. That's our foundation of business. That's just what we do. That being said, I'll continue if you want to see. Let's see. Okay? That way you get the little bit of the sales pitch. I'll go. I'll continue forward. Cam, I'll talk to you. Like, we'll connect. I'll get you as one of our partners. That's one side. Of course I want that. Of course it grows us. The other side is let me teach. I'll teach you. Why not? Why not? Like, if I can show you how to do this stuff and you already know that there's a solution for it and that solution for it's going to grow with you and it's going to grow with you forever, right? Well, then you're going to probably get us anyways. It's perfect. Then you can help us serve more people. Great. Okay. So that being said, let's just go through it. So we have this. Next thing. So this is going to be, I'm just going to notate these before we just add them. Because it's easy to just give myself an overview just like I did beforehand, right? So this one is for the username. Username, okay. The next one is going to be, I'll just duplicate it. This one is for the password. Password. Okay, so we now have this, and then we'd probably need, let's just jump out really quick. Let me log out. We'd probably need to click the button, sign in, right? I would assume so. So let's just jump into sign in. So we'd come in, we'd probably click an element, click a web element, and then that one would be signing in. So now we have this specific process, right, done. And how is it going to connect? There's the sign in. We're going to just connect them. Boom. It's going to follow those steps. It's going to follow those steps again. I didn't do anything too crazy, right? And then this one's going to sign in. All right. So there we go. That's the steps. Okay. Now we have these steps. We'll identify these steps shortly. Now, how do we identify them? Well, let's click. So we have the content that's going to be added, and we have variables to add it. Well, if we're going to be changing this, we probably need variables. Okay, in this case, we actually don't, because I know the login. Now, if I was building this for you, and you had that specific solution, right, and we had customers doing that, I could actually have one bot run thousands of different companies because of the way in which it's structured. But for now, we'll just do that, okay? Password I won't get into because you'll probably see it, so we'll just go to the next. Okay, sign in. Now we have it. Now we have this specific sector done. Right, so now I can come in here and I could just play with it, right? And if I clicked it, now what? What am I doing? Now I'm signed in, okay? Now, what's the next thing to do? Well, I need to either click this element, or I need to come to this URL. Either way I can do, right? Either way. So let's just say I'll just log in, and I'll just come right here. That's easy. That's easy enough, right? So now my next step is going to be, okay, I just logged in here. Now I'll just come down, and I'll just say, okay, well, let me just open a link really quick. Let me open that link, because that's where I need to go, right? And I'll just say, open profile. Right, that's where I need to go. So now the system will open a profile. Now what do I need to do? Okay, well, I need to probably click this guy right here, right? So I'll say workspaces. So, and we'll grab that in a sec. So I'll just say, probably click a web element because it'll be a web element, and I'll just call this one workspaces. Okay, so now I'll just put it to the side. This one will be workspaces because I need to do that. So now I'm coming into workspaces. I need to click this button, create a workspace. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to say, okay, well, I need to click a button, right? And I'll just say create workspace. And I can put a button, like if I want, I'll just say create workspace, right? There it is. Pretty easy, right? Boom. And then let's say I need to create a workspace. Now what do I need to do? I need to add the name, add the business name. So I'll just come here and I'll find the text, right? Enter in text, or I can just come into right here too, duplicate that guy because it's already here. And I will just grab this guy, bring it here. And I would say, add business name. Okay. Add business name. Okay, now we have the business name added. So let's just say again, demo. 1, 2, 3, money sign. I'll just, for easy sake. Now what I'm going to do, click the create button. So then I'll come right here, and I would say, I mean, I can just do it like this, create button. There you go. If I wanted to identify it, pretty easy, click the create button. Now what happens if I press create? Oh, it just created. Okay. Now what do I need to do? Well, I probably need to either, and this comes down to, I need to think to myself, do I want this process just to be one step? Or do I want this process to be more? So let's just say I finish it right there. That's it. Well, I still need to add the users, right? I still need to. So if that's the case, and I say, well, I need to add the users here, what can I do? Look, look, look. What can I do? I need to add a user. What can I do? Do. What can I do? And I'm asking you so you can see. You should be able to see these, right? You're like, I don't know, Cam. What do you mean? Like, I don't know what you can do. Well, read, right? Read. What the freak can I do? Well, you can do this. I mean, I don't know. It's like, well, we could probably start another bot. What do you think? We have some elements. Go back or forward. We have some elements. Switch frames. We have some elements. Maybe, just maybe, we can start another bot. And if the answer is like, well, you can't do that, Cam. Well, why not? I can do it right there. Right? So now I can reference and I can put it into another bot if I want. That's one of them. Next one I can do is I can say, actually, I can start another post request, and now I can send an API. So I can send an API, right? I can do a lot of different things here. I can send a notification. So let's send a notification. Let's send an email, right? And just say account created. Why not? Created, and I'll probably do this account created. So everything is organized there. Play. So now I can say account created, play. Notification content. We have successfully created a new workspace. Please see the information below for more details. So now I can do that. I can put in business name. I can put in user, or I can put in member, business name, and then I can put in first name, last name. Let's just kind of put those together. I'm used to coding, my bad. Let's do it like that. First name, last name, right? I could do that. I could put email, right? So now I can put a few different pieces in. This is one of the things that I can do. Next thing I can do is say, okay, well, I have a workspace created. Well, for every single workspace that's ever created, I need to add a user. So let's just say I need to add a user. Okay, so I could put this here. Boom. I could also program for errors. So let's just say, well, an error might occur, right? An error just might occur. Then I can say, okay, that's fine, right? Let me access this. And then when I look for this, I can say, okay, well, that's fine. Let's right here, we're going to add in an existing step, meaning check web element. I want to check if this web element works. I can say check page load. Or I can say check for error, right? So I could do that. So then it's like, wait. If there's no error, then you can continue. It's like, you got it. So I could come here. I'm just going to, for easy sake, I'm going to come into here. And I'm going to check for error here. I'm going to say that this is found. And if this is found, this is just going to continue down this pathway. If this is not found, and if there is an error, right, then I'm going to notate that there's an error. I'm going to probably come in and I'm going to probably send in an update. So I'll do an update and I'll probably put in, there's been an error, right? That's one of the updates I would do. Next thing I'd probably do, right, is I'd probably send in a notification. So let me just send in a notification. And I would put account creation. And I'd put play. I'd put error. right? Or I can put error occurred. Play, right? And then I could even put the steps. There was an error that occurred. The first stage. Please check the error and solve it. Let's just say that's the case. Solve it. Again, I can write down a detailed SOP here, or I can even connect it to an SOP if I desired. Right? I can also, since I'm sending an email, I can grab my URL and I can say URL and I can put that in, right? Now I can come in and I can create these specific things. See? Oh my gosh, there was an error that occurred. Okay, error that occurred. And it sent a notification. I can make this as complex as I want once I have my linear piece done. Now, what's our next step, right? Like, all right, let's just say this is completed because I've kind of walked you through the exact way of creating a workspace. Now, it goes a little bit deeper, right? So let's go through the depths of it a little bit. So I'm going to just bring these guys out. So this way it's in alignment. Actually, I'll just probably just do it like this. Boom. There we go. And it should align everything for me. Okay. Now what do? Well, I need to plug in elements. So let's plug in some elements. So the first thing is this guy. Oh crap. Okay. So let's log out really quick. Log out. Now I'm here. So I'm going to click in this box and I'm actually going to come down to a CSS selector. Now I can either have a tool that gives me a CSS selector or I can do inspect, and inspect's going to give me some information here. Input, placeholder, email. Okay? Input, placeholder, email. I'm just going to copy this guy. Let me just copy that. Okay, that's the easiest way, and I'm just going to place it right here. Boom. That's it. Save. Oh my gosh, that was the first step. Okay? What's my next step? It's a password. So I'm going to click into the password guy. Boom. And then again, I have variables, so if I was setting up multiple accounts for you or multiple accounts for multiple different people, I could come in and do that. But all I have to do to program it is come here, come into this side, right, copy. You can also see it right here, right? Global input, copy. And then I'm going to just place that right here, the CSS selector. See? Save. And then again, I'm going to add that information here. So now I have my username, my password done. And then I'm just going to come back and kind of repeat those steps. So I'd come here, I'd copy this. It looks great. Then I would come into here. Since I'm going to click it, I'm going to come right here and I'm going to test it. There you go. Okay. Next thing is URL. URL, I don't have to put any input, so that's great. Okay. Now the next thing I'm doing is now once I'm logged in, I'm going to have some action steps. So let me just do those action steps. So I'll just check. Again, I'll just do the same thing that I did. It straightened it in a way that I didn't like a manner. And I'll just put a not found error, and we'll do the error afterwards. Okay, but I'll focus on this guy. So let's say we found it. Oh my gosh, we found it. Okay, I'll just move these guys so they're better. Okay, so we found this. Now what do we do? Okay, let me straighten this guy up. I like to separate these steps quite a bit. The reason that I like to do that is I can write notes because, again, there's sticky notes that you can place in this solution. Okay, but if you take a look, now what did I do? Nothing. I just cleaned up the structure because I can make it look like whatever I want. It's still following this path. Okay? Here's my error step, and I can notate that. So now what am I looking for? Well, let's just check. So if I came in here, and let's just say, again, I logged in. Now, when building one of these things, does it take a little bit of time to go through? Sure, you just saw that it did. But if I can compound my time, right? If I can compound that time, I win. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come right here and I'm going to say, well, can I get this guy? It's like, yep, you can. It's like, perfect. I want to search for that element because I know if I come to this page, that element should exist, right? It's like, yep, it should. It's like, Great. If it's not found, then I can trigger an error, right? Yep. So that's logic. So if it is found, then I can continue, right? That's right. Perfect. So first I want to do is I want to click on that button. Click, done. Next thing that I click on this button, so I click on it, click, done. Next thing I want to do is I want to come here and I want to click on this guy, right? Yep. All right. So let me create an account. Let me click on it. Alrighty. And next thing I want to do is I want to add in that text, right? Yep. So click on this. There's this guy. Text. Again, copy CSS selector. Now I can come right here, add the business. Let's see if it'll load. I think my browser's going slow. My internet's actually fast now. So work into transitioning maybe between upgrading to 8 gigabytes per second. That's fast. That's fast with Google Fiber. So maybe thinking about it. So I don't quite need it yet because there's no issues, if that makes sense. But take a look. Now I can do this, right? The content information I put in there, great. Again, is it going to be that? No. Let me just make sure that it, perfect. So this would be a test. Again, I can test it and I can say demo 33222, right? That's going to be my test. Okay. Then I come into here. I'll need to create a button. So I come in here, I put this in demo, doesn't matter. And then I come into here and I copy this sector because I need to click that sector, right? So I come in and I click that button. There's that button, click. That's it. That's my whole bot. Right? Now I need to come in and I need to test the thing. So now I have it built. Again, I can build this out. I can put notes. I'll do that in just a moment. But instead, we need to test this thing. So now I can come here, go to the gear, right? I can run in incognito or run in a regular browser. I'm going to run in incognito, run in the background. I will eventually turn this thing on. But right now, don't need it on, okay? I can add in my cookies. So if I'm here, I can decide to say, you know what? I need to add in my cookies. So I can have a cookie here, right? And I can export it, export. This is just optional. And then I can place those cookies right there. Cookie is just kind of like a memory, right? What you've done. Then I can come here and I can say, I want to generate a webhook. So now this is that webhook that we were talking about right here, right? Ignore. This is that webhook. So I could come right here and I could say, oh, so this is my webhook. I could come into here and I can put data and I can put webhook. Add property, right? There's my webhook, right? I could do that. And then again, now I have this whole thing running. So my first thing that I would like to do is I test it, right? So let's go through and let's test it. So now, why do we test this stuff? Well, let me just save that. We test it because we want to ensure that it works. That's why we test things, right? So now if I'm here and I test it, all I have to do is go like this, press play. Oh, error detected. Well, let's just eliminate that error for now, okay? It's unneeded error. Now we do it again. Error. Oh, your agent is offline. All right, let's get a new agent, right? So I can come here, make sure this guy is saved, all right? And I can say reconnect. Let me just check really quick. 0 work. Basically what the agent is just a bot that's kind of running on your website or on your computer. Let's go to relaunch and upgrade now. We're update now. I'm just updating it to the latest version since we're putting it on a new computer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We good? Looks like we're good. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is press play. And you can't see it right now, but it's running in the background. It just created a big freaking window. And now it's putting in all my credentials. It just logged in. It's now going in. Let's see if it'll switch to the pages. Bot ran successfully. Okay, so it ran to this specific point, but then it stopped here. So then it tested for errors and it didn't find that. So this became an issue. Right? That became an issue. So we're going to run it again. So I'm going to, let me actually do like a full screen. Does this full screen work? No, let me do a full screen so this way you guys can see everything. Nope. There we go. There we go. So we have a full screen. Okay. I was getting videos off of me, myself, and Irene, which is kind of cool. So then let's run it again so you can see it. Okay. Runs. Builds it. Here it is. There you go. So it's going to run it. And it's just going to test it. See, it puts the information in. It's not me typing anything. And then it runs it. And now it's logged in. Okay, oh my gosh, we found an error, meaning it didn't continue. What are we going to do, right? So then what we do is we just say, okay, that's fine, right? So what do we need to do? We need to go back to, we're on this page. We need to grab this selector right here, copy selector. And we just need to come right here and say, yeah, this one isn't working for whatever reason. So let's just exit it out, okay? Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to say, since that one wasn't working, let's grab a click here, click the element, let's add that. Let's just test it again. And then you just test it, test the processes until they work. Now, does it take a little bit of time? Sure. But once you have it, I don't ever have to fulfill it again. So again, I'm just showing you again. And I'll show you what I just added here in a sec, but I'm just showing you. Boom. Boom. Again, I'm not typing. My hands are here. Okay. There you go. It worked. Oh my gosh. Right? Did it find the workspace? Let's just see. If it adds in text there, we know it works. If it doesn't, then we know that this selector is bad. Right? Let's just see. It's all the way to the end. All the way to the end, but what it hasn't found yet, it hasn't found that. So there's an issue. Right? And what the issue was is it came all the way through here, it connected, and it found this, and oh my gosh, there's an issue. So then we come here and we say, oh, well, what is the issue? Here's the issue, right? So it found that data entry and it tried to enter this in. This is the issue right here. And then it found this and it was trying to click the element, but it couldn't click that element. Okay, well, we noticed that it didn't do that. So we're going to just come right here. Again, we added this. We know that this is the issue. So then we're going to just come right here, right? I'm going to come here. I'm going to click here. I'm going to create here. We know that this right here is the issue. So we're going to see if we can fix that. So I'm going to copy this, paste it. Oh my gosh, it was a different path. I put in the wrong path. Now if you're like, what do you mean? Here's a closer view. Okay, wrong path. Let me collect that path. Now we have it. Now we run it again. Okay, that's how simple it is. Run it again. See if it works. Okay, we'll jump right here. I'll jump in here. So again, this is it running. My hands are up here, so you can see it's typing. I'm not. Okay, no secret magic stuff. It's called an RPA. Now it's going in. Now it's creating. All we need it to do now is search for that specific selector, that specific section. And it might not have it. It's searching right now. So it's searching. Maybe it doesn't see the pop-up, right? If it doesn't see the pop-up, then we know, well, that's the issue. So there we go. There's an issue. So we say, okay, well, how do we fix this? Well, here you go. It's saying that it found this, which is not the correct, right? Because it didn't. So we have to say, okay, well, if we click that, then maybe, right, maybe, let's find a element. Switch frames, right? What is switch frames, right? And if we don't know, I mean, this is how simple it is. You just click on here. Click on a help doc, right? So if we'll dive it in, now you can see, okay, what does switch frames mean, right? It's talking about the iframe. I'm switching to an iframe. And now I can act within the iframe or I can act within the browser, okay? That's not what we actually need, so let me just delete that. Deactivate and delete. But what we do need is this. So we know that this works, okay? We know that this works, right? But this one still does not work. And it is right here. So let's inspect it and let's see what's going on here. Okay, so we know that it's this guy. That's what we know. We know that the placeholder is workspace name. So I know that I could probably copy this guy, the XPath of this guy. I can say, okay, well, let's try it one more time, right? Copy the XPath, that's the XPath. Okay, let's try it. Let's run it again. If it doesn't work, you problem solve it all the way to the very end. And once you problem solve it all the way to the very end, sure enough, you have a bot that is working. Okay, and then I'll show you the next step as well, because we're going to be building on this specific stage quite a bit. Okay, so now stepping back, why do you choose GFunnel? Again, we do a lot of stuff. I mean, look what we're doing. We're doing this stuff right here. We're building out automations. We're building out certain things to help run your operation. Now we're building those things out so that way you don't have to. That's typically why you choose a system. And then we go through this. See this error? Now this is just one side. This is just one aspect. There's so many aspects. Like there's marketing, there's sales, I mean, most everything that we have is built within Process C. But all of this stuff, where we focus is the actual process to achieve it. Because all we have to do is achieve this one time. One time. Once we achieve it one time, we work to do it again. We work to do it again. Once it's there and it's efficient and effective, guess what happens? We save this thing. Again, this is just an example. We save this thing just like a bot, just like this. Right? It's the same thing if we build a business. We help you build a business and that business is successful. We package it in a way that we save it in a box. So this way you can replicate it over and over and over again. Same thing with like this. If I wanted to share this thing, I can come right here and I can say, let me share this guy. And I can have a link. I can say, get this specific software. Here's a link. Now you have it. It's yours. Right? So now each and every one of us can benefit with building out processes and automations. Now stepping back, why do I want to empower you? I have two options. I can take from you, and again, I can say it's my genetics. I'm just smarter. I'm just better. I'm just better in every single way. I can say that, or I can say that we're the same. You're intelligent and you focus in your sales. You're strong and you're a leader in this. You're this and you're this and this. And I can empower you, and then I can say, it's where your focus is the problem. And if we can help focus in those specific sectors for you, right? Because again, 35%, I think it's 35% of all entrepreneurs are ADD. That statistic's actually wrong. That 35% are entrepreneurs with dyslexia. ADD is like 80, 90% of entrepreneurs. So we know you're not focused. I know that. Why? I have to be over focused on specific things to make it so I'm focused. So what I do to empower myself is I over focus and have our teams over focus on your products so that way they can be achieved. And when they're achieved, you get results that are crazy. Again, results such as like these type of ones right here, where it's coming in and generating XYZ. Results such as like Lead Connector. Like, again, when we're running Lead Connector for people, or again, for us, it's like we still get 400 to 500 leads per month without paid advertisement. Do we do paid advertisement? We know exactly what to do, and we do it for a lot of different clients on the paid advertisement. We actually don't do it for us yet. Here's why. The flow of clients. We still have some manual processes that we have to do. Why do you think we are building this? Why do you think we're building these things? We're building them so we don't have to go through and manually do these things. We can scale. It's that time piece. Because again, that time piece comes down to how much time are you going to spend to fulfill a client? And if you're not going to spend a lot of time, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to make a big reward. If you're not going to make a big reward, it doesn't become worth it. So for us, we understand that time piece. We work on solving that time piece. So that way, again, what is our goal? Thousands and thousands of users every single day on complete autopilot. Because if we can build it, guess what? You can build it. We're no different. That's just where our focus is at. And if we can do that, and you can create success off of our platform, off of what we've created, off of everything that we're doing here, if you can help or create that success, and again, what I mean by that is not only through the softwares and the systems, but through the partner programs that we have. If you gain that success, you gain the reoccurring residuals of revenue. And if we serve more and more people, we all become more wealthy, of course, right? That's a given, that's a byproduct. But most importantly, we free up time. So again, my name is Cameron Garlick. I just showed you how to build a true AI employee that does shiz for you. You want these things to do things. Again, what you do not want, you don't just want something that is chatting. Like, hey, I'm a chat bubble and this is all I do. Again, ours is pretty awesome because although it looks like a chat bubble, it runs through a lot of those automated processes, and those automated processes are things that work for you. And our entire plan, our entire packages, I mean, they're so affordable. Like, it's like, it would be stupid. It would be so stupid just not to have at least a free membership. I mean, I would say a paid membership. That's just my opinion. My opinion, it would be so stupid not to have a paid membership. And you're not stupid, you're smart. It'd be so stupid to not have all of these different software solutions. And you're not stupid, you're smart. It'd be so stupid not to come in and, again, first create a free account, getting this stuff. You'd be so stupid. And you're not stupid, you're smart. It'd be so stupid not to upgrade into one of these plans. It's $100, it's $300, it's nothing. It'd be so stupid to not do it, and you're not stupid. You're smart. So now the only question is have you made the choice yet? Have you made the choice to actually be a business owner, to actually be somebody who wants to create success, to actually be somebody who is smart? If that's you, create your account. First, create a free account so you taste it, right? Taste it, little taste test. Once you taste it, dive in. If you need some help, I'm here. We're all here. Gosh, I have a chat bot that is called Ask Cam. You can ask me. If it's unable to answer the questions, it's going to relay that information back to you. Why do I do this? Can I have a big team? Sure. Can I have all the VAs in the world? Sure. But what if I can manage thousands of people myself? That means that you can do the same. Now, do we have people? Of course. But do we require people? No. The only thing that we desire is for you to create a free account, taste it, taste test, lick it. Once you lick it, okay, hopefully it's good. Once you lick it, dive in, truly, upgrade your account. $100 is nothing. Try it. We give a 30-day free trial. Try it. If you don't like it, cancel it. It's nothing. We also, if you desire to go on one of our journeys give you 90 days, in a sense, free trial, 90 days of software, where we'll teach you step by step of how to do things, how to implement things, how to start generating your first dollar online, right? Passive money. We'll do that, right? Again, we have guarantees on that. If you don't make money on those things, you don't pay us. If you make money on those things, it becomes a wash. It's pretty easy, right? Pretty easy. And you get 90 days as well, so that way you can test it, you can build it, you can grow it, and you can say, oh, I like this stuff, or I don't, either way. And then you can say, oh, this is, and you realize that this is probably the best solution that you will ever find. I mean, again, because you're smart, you will realize that. And then once you're smart and you realize all of those things, guess what happens? We become best friends. I like that part. That's just me. I like friends. And I know they say, you don't have friends in business. I say bullcrap to that. You have friends in business, but you have friends after business. Create the business first, create the relationships first, and then have the friends. because it's good to have friends. It's good to have like-minded people that are creating. It's good to mastermind. It's good to share. It is really good to do those things. It's good to share value. It's not good to just say, I'm here to take your money. No, no, no. It's good to share value. It's good to come together and grow together. Okay, and that is GFunnel. Again, my name is Cameron Garlick. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. If you haven't already done so, feel free to create your very own free account. It is free. Go create it. Again, go to www.gfunnel.com. You can use my member ID. You can use it. I track it, right? I get tons of people from it. You can do that. You can go to Go Collab. You can find us there. You can find us on multiple different platforms. Create a free account, get involved with the community, start growing your businesses, and start making a lot of money. Fair enough? Cool. Again, my name is Cameron Garlick. If you have any questions, feel free, as always, to reach out.